Yeah, I criticised maybe it might be too fast. Delta don't think they were fast enough.
Yeah, I take your point. They're doubling down on the Grozhevoys. Well, you almost
They
wonder.
want complete AA lockdown, I think, is what they're going for here.
And I think they want an early cap as well. Grozhevoy in particular could make an early grab into A on this map.
Yes, it definitely could. And with its AA suite, it could keep itself alive from the Hakuryu for at least one strike.
Yes, and critically, it would then hopefully have enough speed to get out the other side before MDiv's cruisers locked it down completely. So I can see why they might double down with the Grozhevoys here. But honestly, on that kind of logic, you'd almost expect them to drop a kebab instead.
Yeah.
Anyhow, forwards for great headbutts.
Interestingly, no Des Moines this match. Did we even have a Des Moines last match?
Good question. I wasn't paying that much attention. I'll also note that the only possible radar ship on MDiv is Captain Stewie's Minotaur.
Yes.
So maybe he's gone Minotaur, but maybe MDiv are fielding this without a radar ship, which would be unorthodox to say the least.
Yes, although with this map, there's plenty of places you can stick a radar map, probably get away with it, so...
Yeah,
They also only have the one radar in form of Moskva, which I think I can imagine, yeah, looks like he's doing exactly where I expect it to.
Yep, so he will be parking up between B and C, and torpedo bombers were anticipating that. They've actually gotten out very quickly. In fact, I suspect they've done... And yep, it's another suicide scouting run. We've seen quite a lot of that late. People not worrying too much about throwing away that first squadron of torpedo bombers to get an early fix. So we'll see if that continues on in the rest of the tournament, if the other teams have been doing it as well. Because it kind of makes sense, particularly with Hakuryu, which has such a huge hangar. Throwing away 4 torpedo bombers in a competitive game where it's mostly about the recon, yeah, that's a worthwhile trade. But interesting, neither of the Grozhevoys has gone for A. Valenrista's making an early poke into B, and could maybe get away with it. The Minotaur and the Moskva are doing exactly what we'd expect of radar ships, both pushing into the island cover to work with. And the second Grozhevoy, by the looks of it, Zanzus was looking at C, but Rudy's actually got there first.
Yeah, he took a bit of a detour with the suicide torpedo bomber. That killed all his momentum.
Yeah, he should maybe have just buckled up and gone for it. AC split by both teams, at least that's what it looks like to me from here.
Looks like majority C here on this side. Only a Conqueror and Hindenburg are heading towards A.
Which will be interesting because there's a Montana under Hindenburg from MDiv heading over to A as well. So that's going to be one of those tactically interesting but potentially strategically dubious matchups. So I suspect they'll stalemate each other.
Oh, Captain Stewie takes a big hit from Zhao AP, I believe that was. He's flat broadside and ran himself aground, so if the Zhao gets another shot off, he could probably get a chunky damage here. Although
yeah,
I think now it's a HE salvo next, but that's still going to wreck him.
Yeah, problem is Captain Stewie, of course, is in the Minotaur, and wow, look at where he's gone aground. He has got no manoeuvring room there.
Yeah.
And honestly, I would have expected even Zanzus to have been throwing armor piercing at that point. Got 786 again. Stewie's trying to turn away, and I think, yeah, he dodged the worst of it. Had just enough turn angle and distance to drop it into
got
the
forced
water.
out of B.
Yeah. Well, that might work in his favour, because B is... Well, he's backing up at the moment. I would have been tempted to just inch forward a bit once my detection radius collapsed, and see if I could just niggle that capture point in B.
Zanzus took a lot of damage in all that. He's down to just under 11k already, so under half health. Launching some speculative torpedoes into C just to saturate it.
Yeah, but because he took that detour early because of the bombers, Rudy got in first, managed to finish the cap, and Valenrista's been forced off B as well, so not really in the position to influence much there. I mean, he can maybe tiptoe forwards, tuck in behind this headland, and try and lock point C and stop it contributing to the score, but MDiv at the moment is 60 up and just content to let it tick at the moment. They can go defensive on C and force Delta to push.
Yeah, the Conquer and Hindenburg from Delta are all the way off down H2. And they're just staying very cautious here.
Okay, now that's interesting because we're seeing similarly cautious behaviour up in Delta 3 from the Montana of Licerno and the Hindenburg of Ascoda.
They're now opening up on the Montana. It looks like they're going to try and focus him down first.
Yeah, and then, of course, that blows their positions in the process, so Ascoda and Cerno open up in return, and, right, game is on. They're focusing Ghost. Looks like they're going for a mix of Battleship AP and Hindenburg HE. That looked painful.
Yes. Valenstra is contesting C and capping C because Captain Stewie can't get in to deny it. It's not without risking the ship entirely. Gearing's not blocking either, so they might be able to swing C here.
Indeed. Ghost lost...
There's the Gearing. We see him now.
Ghost lost 30,000 in those opening broadsides, but
B.
A is stalemated again. Both sides, I think, are content to just whittle the other down until they can get a cap or sneak one out, as Valen Rista's just done. And he did and he's just able to do it using this headland as cover. The Grosjevoy is just low enough that he could sneak right in behind it without worrying about gunfire. But meanwhile, MDIV have squirted out the channel and have got themselves into point B.
Yeah,
so
Grosjevoy of Zanzas is launching prospective torpedoes if they push out through B at all.
Yeah,
if they just stay in that little bit there, they should be fine. But
interestingly, MDIV had pretty much the same idea. Again, there's blind torpedoes coming down.
Minnow spotted.
And
does
tracking.
Montana have a shot?
So...
No, he doesn't. You have to clear this island.
Yeah. Again, both sides playing it fairly cagey, very defensively here.
Oh, Rudy.
Rudy.
No, Rudy. No. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. 6 feet further back, and that would have been the end of their gearing, but he is spotted, and there's some indirect fire coming over. And Podolier...
Moskva's opening up.
Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about those torpedoes. They came off the Minotaur, and I think he is just about out of range, but he's killed his momentum and he's moving off the track anyway, so those shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
And yep, there they are, running comfortably short.
Reed unspotted, got out of radar range or it's off duration.
Yep, and Rudy, however... Ooh.
Oh, he's respotted again.
There's still some random fire coming down. He's muzzled his guns, he's finished the cap in B, and I suspect he's now diving for cover as fast as he can.
Minnow gets spotted. Does another dev have a shot there? The island's just blocking him, and he's paying attention to the Hindenburg Yamato Hindenburg up north.
Yeah, Podolier maybe had a look, but I don't think he was able to hold detection long enough to get a solution.
Oh, he gets one AP salvo off, but I think got angled enough in time.
Maybe, just never make assumptions. Minotaur's jaw is notorious fragile, but yet one bounce and the rest of it just slammed into the water. Meanwhile, our battleship and our Hindenburg are just passing the time of day. And also artillery shells. The two battleships are taking the worst of it, although I note Delta have switched their fire onto Ascoda.
He's the only one spotted right now.
Well, he was. The Cerno just opened fire. What's actually?
We can't see him. We don't have air spotting, and there's an island blocking
yeah.
between them. So
there's something you never thought you'd see, ladies and gentlemen: stealth fire from a Montana. However, Ghosts popped at least one new boat button to pull back some of that damage, and as you say, he's looking at a Skoda. High explosive just coming down. Question
They've
is,
both got off section now.
Yeah. Question is Ghost going to pop high explosive or AP? I suspect high X given the angle. Takes a minimal salvo there from Cerno, and again ducking behind the island himself. So really, the battleships.
Stewie might be taking a torpedo. No.
The battleships can't do a lot to each other with that island in the way. But in the meantime, guess who's worked his way into point A? It's Rudy once again. And honestly, I was expecting this from the Grozhevoys, not the Gearing.
Oh, Minnow's been radared here by the Moskva. He's broadside on. Here comes the AP salvo. Another dev is also looking away.
Okay, he managed to...
Oh, very ineffective.
Yeah, I think most of it went short, but Rudy there got caught by the radar as well. Ghost got the main battery round, and that is the end of the Gearing. And Stewie is aground. Now,
Radars.
yes, he's angled and he's almost stern
Montana
onto
doesn't
Podolor,
care for angles.
but Montana doesn't care about angling. And
Oh, very ineffective.
this transom stern, angling stern first in a Minotaur just does not work. You've got a flat stern, and they're just going to say thank you very much, and next stop Citadel.
That's very important, though. Valenster is now almost free to go into B and start flipping that one, giving them good cap advantage. And at the same time, Xanzus is pushing A and getting the cap there, so they're going to have all 3 caps here unless something like fighters manage to push them off.
Indeed. Delta are only 20,000 health ahead, but look at that 20,000.
Torpedo.
They've taken out the Minotaur, they've taken out the gearing. Both of MDiv's stealth units are out of commission at this point. So the Grozovoids...
everything else is so far away that they can't really do much.
Yeah.
And they're Grozovoids. They're going to help the air war quite significantly.
Oh yeah, and they can play the speed game to an extent, although cannot outrun artillery or aircraft.
Yeah, Valenster, he risks it by taking out that plane, but now that he's going to stealth up,
absolutely, he can just
Oh,
muzzle. Maybe not muzzle. He could
now he
theoretically muzzle his guns, and until those aircraft get back over here,
misses.
Yeah, Valenrister's going to have a problem. There's another fighter wing coming in, and he's only half done the cap. Flat goes up, and at this point, yeah, there's the high explosive from the Hindenburg. Snapshot,
Yeah.
one hit, it's enough to knock the cap progress back.
They're not letting him have this one easy, are they?
No, they're not, and they can't afford to because Xanzus just finished up in A, and he's spotted, yes, but he's, again, tucked behind a hill. They can't shoot him.
Yamato and Hindenburg are getting aggressive here. They're going for C themselves. They realise they've got no stealth units. They've got to make a push here because there's already a 300, almost 300 point advantage, and here goes B.
And
never mind, reset.
And they're 2 ships down. Xanzus, I think, will maybe risk a blitz into B to get an assist there. Although he's not showing much of a temptation to move at the moment. He's quite content to just, I think, wait until his detection wears off. But he's got Cerno and Laskoda taking semi-blind shots over the mountain to try and dislodge him. So Delta at the moment very definitely holding the
trying
initiative.
To get out of Valenstra. I'm assuming it's going to be a blind drop.
Yeah, yep, you assume correctly.
There it is.
Blind
Defense fire was active, but that's actually forcing the torpedo into him.
Yes, and
he's going to have to leave the cap, otherwise he's going to take the torp, so there he goes, he leaves the cap.
Yep, but
he's safe.
That just basically means it's a 1-0, well, 1-all cap advantage, because with the MDiv units in C, it's temporarily out. It's about to go 2-1. There we are. So Styrian and Tomi getting the 2-1 cap advantage. 7 minutes 40 on the clock. They've done that quickly enough that they can probably turn the scoreboard round if they can hold what they've got. And speaking of holding what they've got Gremlin's Gizmo on site. Angart 786 unmasking to get a shot there with the high explosives. So the question is the Yamato going to try for it? Well, they're going to be more interested in Gart because he's only got 7,000 health left. And one good shot from the Yamato's 46cm guns will do him in. I said one good shot.
I think, well, those Yamatos were those Hindis, I couldn't even tell.
I think they might have been Hindis. Yamato's rounds, you know what, it's kind of hard to tell. Here comes Yamato
round, they're going for the carrier.
Well, that's right now, that's all he can see. So I think he was just cursing his reload at that point. But he's aimed a bit far forward.
Ooh,
doesn't stop him stripping 25,000.
There's a repair.
Wow. Okay, so at this point, he's got no way of containing a burn. On the other hand, carrier damp on. And interestingly, Xanzus is still in A. He's not interested in pulling out. Maybe he doesn't think he can do it safely.
Yeah, probably get spotted by a plane, and then either Hindenburg and Montana on one side of him, Hindenburg on the other.
Yeah, and Valenrister's smoke ends at the worst possible moment, and more high explosive from a Hindenburg, but that all missed. He dodged a lot.
He's got it.
But he's gonna have to turn hard or leave the cap circle.
Hindenburg from the other side of the map also trying to get involved.
Yeah, Hindenburg swaps. So Nico Dede goes down, but so does Vogel Aufsmann. And
is Gart going to go down to this salvo? No, doesn't even take that.
Nope. And Zanzus there risking an airdrop torpedo. He dodged one, dodged two, got some torpedo beat on, but on 3,000 health, and with the Hindenburg looking at him and air spotting, he'll get the suicide fish away, but he hasn't got the range for one thing. And with air units overhead, they'll get spotted. Anyway. Exactly. 950 health, 128 health. But
one shell, that's all it takes.
Yep, there it goes. MDiv taking down one of the Grozovois. So there's still 200 points behind, but it's only one ship, and they're 77,000 health up. But they're 2 control points down, and there's 5 minutes on the clock.
We've got a duel between Tommy and the Yamato and another Dev in Montana. This is going to be a real tough one. If Tommy just stays bowed in like this, there's not really a lot that Montana can do. But if he opens up the angle even a little bit, then he puts himself at risk of making a mistake. Another Dev's actually firing HE because he knows Tommy's never going to give him an angle.
The other thing is
are these AP bombs?
We're about to find out. So, dump 1, dump 2...
High explodes. Actually?
No fire. I think those might have been
Those might have been AP.
I think those were AP, but the US AP's not nearly as vicious as the German. Tommy's other problem is Tommy's other problem is that if he keeps pushing forward, he's going to be right in front of the Moskva's main battery and showing flat
AP.
broadside.
Oh, those are going to be easy citadels.
And he's only got 15,000 health left. Here it comes. 7,000. Wow, fired a little early, if anything. Baudelaire will get the reload. Secondaries
he almost takes him out in return. Oh, that was really close.
Yes.
He almost took out Baudelaire for his troubles, and I think he kind of needed to.
Oh, absolutely.
To have any chance there, because...
But
MDiv... Nothing can get to him.
Yes, and more to the point, Baudelaire now has a clear run into sea.
Ooh, Styrian. Ooh, decent chunk.
Dev can take a look there. But
Asano's on really low health, though. Hindenburg and Conqueror should be able to take him out, but can the Conqueror survive long enough to get another heal off?
Well, this is the question. The other thing is that Baudelaire now has a clear run into sea. He can turn that back to a 2-1 cap advantage to Delta and leave MDiv in a very bad place. There's 3.5 minutes on the clock. MDiv are
Ghost is going to go down.
300 points behind. Ghost goes down. But Cerno himself isn't in great shape either. He's
Black Hawk's going to get
kind of angled, but it's not going to matter. Black Hawk's throwing high explosive, and well, Hindenburg's penetration, boom. So back to a 300-point difference, give or take. 3 minutes on the clock.
Styrian's actually getting fired from Valenstra here, who's using the island to basically blind fire Styrian and pretty much kill him off. Montana Salvo coming in, that finishes him off. Yeah,
another Dev bagging the kill.
He's also going to get himself into C to stop that point gain. I think the game's pretty much gone to Delta here. Yeah, what interests me is that Baudelaire did not push forwards. I don't know whether he's not going to risk it with 3k health.
No, but at the same time, if he moved forwards up, he would have been in a good position to catch QL1 as he pushes into C to try to interrupt another Dev, in the same way as he did the Yamato. And 2 ships in the cap halves the time to cap, so...
True, I think he's thinking that at this point he can't afford to die, and that's just giving them some extra time where it's like, there's no way the Hindenburg's going to kill another Dev this quickly, so... And
it's 9:40 on the scoreboard, 2 minutes on the clock. MDiv, I think, are going to have to go to a 3rd round.
Yeah, I think Delta have pretty conclusively got this one.
Yeah, but wow, what a brawl.
Unless there's a sudden detonation because someone didn't pack a Juliet Charlie. No.
I think if anyone shows up to King of the Sea without packing Juliet Charlies... Let's just have a quick look. No, he packed Juliet Charlie. He also packed India Delta and anti-fire and flood flags by the look of it. So Q1, I think, is hoping in vain here. He's not even going to be able to squeak torpedoes off. The islands are blocking the line.
Bannister is also capping B and is sending torps towards him, although I think might have already outrun them.
Yeah, so Valistra, I think, gets the You Tried award for that. How many attempts was it to capture B?
Probably close to a dozen, maybe.
Yes.
It was... He tried it, then he get reset literally within a second of completing it as well.
And then
but he's finally going to get B again here.
Yeah, right as the game ends. 60 seconds on the clock. Q1 comes around the corner.
At the moment, they don't have point gain, so he kind of needs B.
Yeah. There goes B. Valistra grabs it, but 45 seconds in the game.
Podley now has a
And-
shot here, I think.
Yeah, Podlin
Right.
gets... He does have the ambush shot, but I don't think he's got the angle.
Oh, Montana goes
Q1's
in. Oh, big chunk.
Yes, and Q1
There you
that
go.
gets blindsided, high explosive from behind,
Now
but it
Podley
misses.
fires. There it is.
Yeah, but because of the way
Finds out good
Q1
measure.
was turning, it just didn't
Oh,
matter.
Podley goes down.
Yep,
Ascoda, but too little too late.
absolutely. 972 to 630, 15
16
seconds
seconds.
on the clock.
It's going to go
And
to a third round.
yep, third round it is. So well played to Delta, pulling that one back and giving MDiv notice that this isn't going to be going all their own way. 2, 1.
Oh, Ascoda
and
almost goes down right at the last second.
that is
What a
game,
night.
but it wouldn't have made the difference.